Level 1, the applicant. You're 22 years old. You just graduated in international relations with honors. You speak 3 languages fluently. Your GPA is 3.8. You saw the discrete ad on the university job board. Careers in public service, national security. You fill out the online application. It's 120 pages of questions. Every relationship you've ever had, every country you've visited, every cent of debt. You submit it. 6 months pass. Then the email arrives. You have been selected to continue the process. It doesn't say CIA. It never says CIA. It just says the agency. You travel to Washington, an unmarked building in Tyson's Corner. Gray room, 3 interviewers. They ask the same questions in different ways for 8 hours. Why do you want to serve your country? Have you ever used drugs? Can you lie to your family? Then comes the polygraph. Sensors on your chest, fingers, forehead. Have you ever cheated on anyone? Have you ever stolen anything? Are you working for another government? The questions last 4 hours. You sweat. They watch every reaction. Another 6 months. Investigators visit your hometown. They talk to your neighbors, ex-girlfriends, teachers. They check your finances down to the last receipt. They investigate your family 3 generations back. Finally, the call. You've been cleared, but it's not official yet. You're just an applicant. You don't exist yet. Level 2, the trainee. You're at the farm, Camp Peary, Virginia. Officially, it doesn't exist. It's a restricted military area. No signs, no maps. You sign documents that put you in prison for 30 years if you tell anyone what happens here. It's 18 weeks of training. You wake up at 5 a.m., extreme physical conditioning, hand-to-hand combat, breaking and entering techniques, how to pick any lock in 60 seconds, how to plant a listening device in 30 seconds. You learn defensive driving, how to escape an ambush, how to flip a vehicle with precision. You learn shooting. But the hardest part isn't physical, it's psychological. You learn the art of manipulation, how to read micro-expressions, how to build rapport in 5 minutes, how to make someone betray their own country. You learn to live a lie. They give you a fake identity, cover, and you have to live it for a full week. Fake name, fake job, fake family. If you slip up once, you fail. In the end, 30% of your class is dismissed. You pass. You still make little, $60,000 a year. Level 3, the field analyst. You're 25 years old, 2 years inside the agency. You've been through more training, languages, culture, regional expertise. Now you get your first real assignment. You're being sent overseas. Your cover is official. You work at the American Embassy as a cultural attaché or public affairs officer. Everyone knows what you really are, but nobody talks about it. Your real job? Collecting human intelligence. You attend diplomatic events, conferences, dinners. You identify targets, people with access to valuable information. You build relationships. You take them to dinner. You befriend them. You make them feel special, important, heard. You earn their trust. Then you make the pitch. Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's ideology. Sometimes it's coercion. Most say no. Some get angry. 1 or 2 report you to their government. But some say yes. When they say yes, they become your asset. You're their handler. You meet in cafes, parks, hotels. You receive documents, photos, digital files. You transmit everything back to Langley. You live in constant paranoia. You check if you're being followed. The host country has counterintelligence watching you 24/7. If you're too obvious, you're declared persona non grata and expelled from the country. You start making $85,000 a year. Level 4, the NOC operator. You're 28 years old. You've been good in the field, really good. Now they offer you something different. NOC, non-official cover. This means you no longer work at the embassy. You have no diplomatic protection. If you get caught, the US government denies you exist. You go to a foreign prison. Nobody comes to get you. Your name disappears from records. You build a completely new identity. Maybe you're a business consultant, a freelance journalist, a university professor. You actually live this life. You actually work this job. You pay taxes as this person. You have bank accounts, credit history, social media presence. The agency gives you $200,000 to establish your cover. You open a real business. You hire real employees who don't know who they really work for. You move to the target country, countries where CIA operators are actively hunted. You spend years building your network. You can't be rushed. A single mistake puts you in an interrogation room where they rip out your fingernails. You recruit assets in high-risk locations. You make $120,000 a year plus expenses. Level 5, the Chief of Station. You're 35 years old, over a decade of service. You've operated in 6 countries. You've recruited dozens of assets. You've survived situations that would have destroyed less experienced operators. Now you're promoted to Chief of Station, COS. You command all CIA operations in an entire country. You have 20 to 50 officers working under you. You report directly to the Director of Operations at Langley. You're no longer in the field doing recruitments. You manage. You approve operations. You decide which targets to pursue. You meet with the ambassador weekly. You discuss politics, threats, priorities. You also meet with heads of other intelligence services. But you also make the hard decisions. When an asset is compromised and asks for exfiltration, you decide if it's worth the risk. Sometimes you approve and people die. Sometimes you deny and critical information is lost. You live with those decisions. You make $180,000 a year. You have a driver. You live in a protected house. You have security 24/7. But you're a target. Hostile intelligence agencies want to identify you. Terrorist groups want to kidnap you. You never fully relax. Level 6, the Regional Director of Operations. You're 42 years old. You've commanded stations on 3 different continents. Langley pulls you back. You're not in the field anymore. You're at HQ now. You're promoted to Director of Operations for an entire region: Middle East, Eastern Europe, Asia, Latin America. You oversee 200 to 300 officers in 15 to 20 countries. You manage budgets of hundreds of millions of dollars. You coordinate operations that affect American foreign policy. You meet with the CIA Director weekly. You brief the National Security Council. Sometimes you brief the President directly. Your words move armies. Your assessments can start wars or prevent them. But you also handle the failures. When an officer is captured, when an asset is executed, when a covert operation is exposed in the media, you go to Congress, you testify in closed sessions. Senators yell at you about operations that went wrong. You absorb it, you explain, you defend. You make $220,000 a year. You have a staff, you have an office overlooking the Virginia woods, but you've lost something: the thrill, the adrenaline. Level 7, the Director of the CIA. There's only one, the absolute top. You didn't get here just by being good at espionage. You got here by being political. You know senators, cabinet members, generals. The President nominated you. The Senate confirmed you. Now you command the entire Central Intelligence Agency, 21,575 employees, budget of $15 billion a year, the part that's public, operations in 150 countries. You oversee 5 directorates. Your day starts at 5:30 a.m. You receive the President's Daily Brief, PDB, an ultra-secret document summarizing the biggest threats to national security. You help write it. You brief the President at 7 a.m. You have 15 minutes. You need to explain complex geopolitical situations so he can make decisions. You coordinate with NSA, FBI, Pentagon, State Department. The intelligence community is a massive bureaucracy. You command it. You also approve the most sensitive operations: targeted assassinations, coup d'etat, mass hacking programs. You sign the paper. You take responsibility. Sometimes it goes right, sometimes it goes wrong. You're the scapegoat. You make $183,000 a year, less than you made as regional director, but it doesn't matter. You have real power now. You shape history. Your decisions affect billions of people. Dictators fall, democracies survive, wars are prevented. You serve an average of 3 to 4 years, then you leave. You write a book. You give speeches for $100,000 each. You join corporate boards. You can never talk about 90% of what you did. Those operations remain classified for decades. You grow old knowing you changed the world, but the world will never know exactly how.